Go, go, go.
Hi chat! I hope the audio is all good. I'm gonna lower it a little bit because I saw we were having peaking issues on the previous one. And let's just jump straight into it. Give me a second, I'm trying to get everything up and running. Okay, there we go. Hello! Okay, I need you guys to tell me if it's all if everything is working right now. God damn it. Right now I'm trying to position the chat. How can I... Huh, okay. Okay guys. This is working, so we have the new software, guys. We have the new software. There we go. So we're qualifying for the European Championship. A bit of a late start to this one, but we're here nonetheless. And yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we had that banger of a race in Silverstone on Thursday, and well, today's Sunday, and we have this this race today. So that's good. I'm trying to broadcasting control. I'm trying to learn how to operate this. Okay, so I double click to swap to someone. Huh, okay. And now I just need to open the chat. You're looking at your current provisional pole sitter, Andrew Komisarov, in the Porsche. Hang on, I'll have chat open very soon. I promise you that. I just need to, you know. Okay. I've got chat open. How do I set it from top messages to all messages? There we go. Okay, chat. Well, we have 8 minutes left in quali. I'm gonna quickly go ahead and grab some water, okay? And yeah, I'll be right back. I'll just quickly, yeah, go ahead and grab water. So if you give me a second, I'll be with you shortly. I'm back. Solo, you should try to, what's it called? You should try to make the server, whatchamacallit? I forgot. You should try, click all in the server. Make sure you're not mixed or just GT3, click all in the server browser thingy-majiggy. Okay? With that being said, I have my trusty old water bottle with me that I've been reusing for a few months now. It's a plastic bottle that I bought off a store, and it's been one of my smartest financial decisions I've made, which there's not many I can be proud of. With that being said, your current pole sitter, Vasilev, is in the Sprite livery, which is funny because I've ran this livery before in an endurance race in the 6 hours of Spa. I have ran this exact livery before, so for me it's kind of nostalgic seeing it here actually in Odyssey European Championship. That's quite cool. Good for you, Vasilev. Let's take a quick look at the grid. We'll start from the bottom and go up to the top. So Dean Solomon, who just joined the server actually. Then we have Trevor Boffa from South Africa. Trevor Jones, so 2 Trevors here. We have David Bliff, who's a long-time Odyssey driver, or like driver in Odyssey League. I know, right, Chris? It's brought to you by the reigning champion. That's me, baby. All right, I'll stop with the jokes. Anyways, we have Trevor Jones. We've already been through him. Nightshade in the Porsche now. Well, he was in a Lambo the last race, so now he's in a Porsche. And out of frame as well. There he is, the Porsche creeping into frame there. We have Victor Back in the back racing McLaren. We have Henry Marr in the Vilca Motorsport McLaren. We have Eduardo Perez from Spain. We have Suvada Tamas, sorry if I mispronounced your name, which I most likely have. Tobias Vilgalis, sorry for butchering your name as well. Ilya Ivanik, I guess. Hopefully. Perhaps. Alright, good to know, Solo. Good to know. I'm guessing you're Solomon. So, good to know. We have Chris Rice, who is on chat right now. Say hi, Chris. We have Boney again. Team Mama Africa, love that. We have Sean Warby. We have your American champion and most recent American winner in that amazing race for Thursday. If you haven't watched it, go watch it because it's a nail-biter finish. Yeah. We have, like I said, Luke Locklear, your most recent race winner and pole sitter. Or not pole sitter, sorry. Most recent race winner and American champion. Ilya, we've been to Ilya already. Rothman in the Golf McLaren Garage 59 livery. That's a very nice livery. It's one of my favorites actually for the McLaren. We have Ruslan Vasilev in the Sprite livery that I already spoke about, and Andrew Komisarov, in the Porsche, current provisional pole sitter. The gap is very small, but there's a spanner in the works because your boy here, Luke Locklear, he is driving with a full tank. So yes, he is a second behind, but he has a full tank. He hasn't practiced in the Lambo. If you guys remember, he was in the McLaren in the American Championship. So in Europe, he's actually driving with the Lambo. So really interesting. That's my main car. So it's cool to see someone driving the Lambo. So a fellow Lambo driver, and he's absolutely cutting the entirety of the track while I put him on camera. Nice job, Luke. Good job. Anyways, Bafa right now is going up. So let's go on board with Bafa here. See how he does in the McLaren. Let's go on board, and I'll try to use my expertise to give you guys as much insight as I possibly can. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Felipe Silveira, Odyssey European champion and current championship leader in the Odyssey Endurance Championship. I'm also a driver for Odyssey Esports, and this season I am the full-time streamer for Odyssey, so I am streaming the European Championship and the American Championship, except for the Silver Division. I like racing a lot, and I race a lot, and yeah, I like commentating as well. That's why I'm doing this, and also I like giving back to the league. So yeah, with that being said, Bafa right now is nearly a second up. I'm not sure if he's purple. No, he's not purple. I can tell you guys that much, but he is nearly a second up. So this tells us that he had a not very good banker lap. Ooh, that's a bit messy on this corner right here. Still 7/10 up, so it should be some solid progress for him. Should put him right up with the top 5. Let's see as he goes across the line into P7. So yeah, close enough to what I said. Look at that gap in between P8 and ooh, messy downshift for him. Messy downshift, completely off the track there. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Luke Locklear, who is actually 4/10 up. Alright, Luke Locklear, who is currently 5/10 up now. And that's based on his first sector alone. Like I said, he has a learning curve to do still because he needs to learn the car. A little bit of time lost here. Let's go on board with Luke in the Lambo. This Lambo is a very rotating car. It's a tricky car to drive. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not the easiest car. And yeah, as you can see, Luke Locklear 5/10 up. I think his lap is invalid though. That's right. I think this lap is invalid, which means Luke Locklear will not get another lap. But if he did have this lap as a valid one, that would put him right up with the top 3. Maybe even, yeah, I think P3. I think he would have been smacked at P3. With that being said, Vasilev is on a valid lap right now, and he is breaking even, but that's just first sector one that he's done. Let me turn on the map. Oh, not like that. Jesus. Okay, we can. I'm gonna turn on the map in a sec, right before the race starts, guys. But Rothman in the Porsche in P3 is a little. Oh, and the McLaren, sorry. And the McLaren in P3 is a 10th up. None of the top 2 drivers are up right now, but Ruffman is up. He's up by a 10th, so let's see what he can do. In the McLaren, he's going to be braking right at the start of the curb here on the left. And you want to touch this apex right here, get the car nicely rotated and set up for the next corner, this hairpin here. Which it looks like he does. He's 3/10 up now. Might threaten something here. We'll see. That'll depend on the final 3 corners here that he's got to do. 2 corners really. And he needs to take everything if he wants to threaten the guys in P1 and P2 because he's only 3/10 up right now. It is a good corner by him though. Can he keep it together to improve further? Oh, the car snapped away. He bailed out of the lap. We have Mar on the lap as well, on the brink of improving. I haven't really improved though. Oh, and now he's 2/10 down. So not many improvements up and down the field. That's a bit disappointing, but people not being able to do their best laps in quali also leads to an exciting race most of the time, so I am looking forward to that as I take a sip of my water. Stay hydrated, chat. Last race I didn't, this race I will. With that being said, that's your final qualifying order for the race. So we have Komisarov in pole, Vasilev in P2, Ruffman P3, Ivanik P4, Locklear P5, Warby P6, Boffa P7, Boney Charles in P8, Chris Rice P9, Solomon P10, and then for this we have just silvers. So silver pole position is Perez. In P2 we have Wilgalis, in P3 we have Tamas, in P4 we have Mar, in P5 we have Back, in I think P6 we have Jones, I got lost. In P7 we have Nightshade, and in P8, rounding up the grid, we have Bliff. And that's P18 overall, by the way, so it's perfectly split. With that being said, I'm going to quickly go on my settings, go on HUD, go on circuit map, and enable the full map. I disabled it because I went racing this weekend, and you need the map disabled because I use the ACC Drive map, which, by the way, is one of our main sponsors, so use ACC Drive if you wanna, well, do better on track really, because it gives you all the info you need. There's no reason why you wouldn't try ACC Drive, right? Try ACC Drive now and support the league. With that being said, we just gotta wait a little bit here for the session to forward. Taking advantage of what is being said in the chat right now. Yes, guys, there is a mandated stop, 1 liter minimum. No tires are necessary. And if you're particularly fast, like some certain Mr. Luke Locklear, you could try to make the 1 tire stop work, but it is a risky strategy. You need to drive the hell out of the car. With that being said, we're gonna hit drive here. And yeah, we just gotta wait now for the things to happen. And this is my first stream using software, guys, so things should be a little bit better. Last stream we were a little bit lost, a little bit without info. This race we have all the info and I can quickly switch between whichever drivers I want, which is great. And I say that as I take another sip of water. I'm hungry, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hungry. I need lunch. So yeah. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm just gonna run you guys through the cars, I guess. So on pole position we have the Porsche here, and the thing about the Porsche, right, is that it's a little bit of a tricky car to drive. People tend to say you have balls of steel if you drive one, which I can understand. Next up we have the Lambo, which is also a tricky car to drive. It's very rotaty, very pointy. The McLaren, which is arguably the strongest car in ACC right now, followed by another McLaren, followed by another Lambo, which we've spoken about, followed by the Aston, which the best way to describe the Aston is I will not shave my hair at 15 likes. This is BS. This is completely BS. With that being said, if we reach 20 likes, Chris Rise will shave his head. Okay? And with with that being said, as I was saying, the Aston, right? The Aston is a fat car. It's a fat pig, right? It's like trying to dance ballet with like, what's her name? The little pig lady from the Muppets. I think it's Miss Piggy or something like that. So that's basically what the Aston is. I used to main the Aston. I mained it for nearly a year, really, before I switched to the McLaren, before I switched to the Lambo at the start of 1.9. So yeah, the Aston is a nice car to drive. It's quite easy. It's quite strong at Silverstone, actually, but it has a lot of turbo lag. It's a nice car. It's stable but boring. Exactly. Briggy Hug said it perfectly. Then we have the McLaren, which, like I said, most of B car right now. It's great. It's a great car. Nothing else to say. The Porsche, we've already spoken about it. The Audi is basically the Lambo. Not enough experience in that to tell you. The 296 is turbo lag central when it sucks on the straights. And the BMW is about the same as what we said from the Aston, which is about the same as what Briggy just said about the Bentley. So yeah. With that being said, we're rolling to the formation lap of the first race of the season of the European Championship. My tongue twister, that one. I'm already gonna go for more water because I gotta get ready for the lap 1 commentating, so you know. I'll try to be a little bit more laid back in my commentary for this one and for future occasions, because I've been told I commentate a little bit like it's the last day of my life. So that's great. I bumped into a key. Chat. Sorry about that. No Mercedes today. Cryo was in the Mercedes on Thursday. No Mercedes today on track. So that's a bit interesting. Anyways, doesn't matter. You see all of the cars here. It's quite a good field we have right here. Matter of fact, let me increase my car density. I had it turned down for the endurance race. I'm going to turn up my graphics. Let me just quickly do that. 296 isn't nearly as bad as it used to be. BOP got an acceleration buff at lower RPMs. That's good info, Ryan Luke. I appreciate that. I did not know that, as I am a former 296 main as well. I just remembered. We drove the Odyssey boys. We drove the 296 for a whole endurance championship, the VGTR endurance championship, and we hated. Well, I hated every second of it. I don't know about the rest of the boys, but I sure did. At the start it was great, and then once I started driving other cars, I'm like, maybe the McLaren, or sorry, the 296 was making me slower than what I actually am. With that being said, there's one car in the pits, so Perez, I think, has failed to hit drive, and will be starting from the grid. Eduardo Perez in the Lamborghini number 777. Is going to be starting from the grid, from the pit, sorry. So interesting to see how that fares out. And let me talk about a little bit of the implications of the strategy that is at play here. Since the only required pit stop is for 1 liter. Usually, if you have a blunder in lap 1 and if you qualify well ahead, and you have a blunder in lap 1 and you need to and you have to re-overtake everyone. Usually the best strategy, if you're looking for the best way to clear the field, is to take that pit stop. Because when you take that pit stop, you'll be dropped back and you'll be in way clean air. And then when everyone is doing their pit stops, you just assume your natural position. Of course, it's about making the most out of a bad situation. So that's one really good way to go about it if you do have a crash in lap 1. So if anyone is listening and you didn't know about that, you're welcome for that tip. It has definitely saved my life quite a few times in this championship. I don't know why, but I'm way faster in the 296 than in anything else. Closest car is a 488 Evo. But I've spent almost all of my hours in the game in the 488 or the 296. I guess you're just a Ferrari driver, Ryan. I guess you're just a Ferrari driver, man. No other way to put it. Have you considered the what's it called? The fucking... Oh no, I didn't mean to curse. No cursing, guys, sorry. The Le Mans car, I forgot what it's called. Anyways, as you see here, the whole field going around the final corner to start, hopefully, the first race of the European Championship of Season 8 of Odyssey Racing League. So, gentlemen, let's have a clean start. Make it count. And let's have some damn good racing here as your leader, Komisarov, gets ready to, you know, pull the trigger, hit that gas, and get underway anytime now. We're racing. We are racing. The 1 hour clock has started ticking. It's a good start by Komisarov. He keeps his lead side by side between Ivanik and Rothman in the two McLarens. The Lamborghini, though, of Vasiliev trying to stay on that under the rear wing of that Porsche to get a run into the main straight. Those guys are pulling away like crazy. The two McLarens fighting a little bit, but they filtered themselves out. Let's take a look at the lead again. Everyone seems to have gotten away cleanly. The 777 Lamborghini, who started from the pits, has started moving as well. So let's see where he ends up. Keep your eyes on Perez. He's the pole sitter for Silver, so it's going to be interesting. The timing has bugged. It'll fix itself anytime now. And I am sipping on water. And it is raining outside. It is raining outside. IRL. Not in game. Oh, there's too wide here between the two McLarens of Mar and Tomas. I think they might have bumped there. Oh, they touch again. I don't know if that's the second time. He's on the curb. He jumped. Oh my god. Mar straight into the wall there. Jumped the curb. Absolutely insane. Looks like a murder attempt almost. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully not a murder attempt. That would look ugly. Bliff has returned to garage, interestingly. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, Bliff has returned to garage. And there has been a bump and a pile up here. Almost a pile up. It almost was very ugly. Bonui, in the middle of all of this, doesn't want to get involved. The driver who finished well in the top 10 on Thursday's race is now in the middle of an almighty kerfuffle with a bunch of silvers. So this is quite a big of a mess. As the Ferrari tries to go down the middle, makes it 3 wide, makes it stick, and clears the two of them. Trevor Jones, good job, sir. Can you hold it Can you hold the inside against Boney Charles? Very experienced driver, the African Stig, as he called. And the leaders have gone by the timing line now. We have a little interesting fight here for the final podium position between Locklear in the Lambo, the reigning American champion, Ivanik, and who else? And Rothman. And Rothman, is it Rothman? Yeah, it is Rothman. Locklear makes the pass. The McLaren will try to get him back, as he does into the main straight. Here we see the McLaren. It's a quite a strong car on the straight, but not here apparently. At Spa it was quite strong, I'll tell you guys that much. Braking, tried to make the move around the outside like Locklear did to I forgot his name, I'm sorry guys. But yeah, Locklear made a move around the outside on Thursday. It didn't work today though. The Aston braking quite late. The Aston has really good brakes, so it does work in that regard for that car. As you see, Jones still alongside Tomas here, fighting for that position. They've been alongside for a while. Boney Charles tries to take advantage, tries to follow Jones through, but it didn't work. And yeah, Jones makes the move work. Now we have Vasiliev trying to let Komisarov not run away. And right now it is working. Oh! Jones has seemed to make a mistake, and he tries to get Tomas back on the inside here. These two are respecting themselves quite a lot. Tomas has to avoid a little bit there. Maybe Jones brakes too late though, goes wide. Tomas gets him back, gets the position again. This is the fight for P10 overall, but Tomas is a silver driver. Oh no, this is a fight for P2 and silver, guys. I'm sorry. This is a fight for P2 and silver. Jones dives down the inside. Tomas will try to get a switchback. Will it work? Boney Charles sees this happening. Tough situation for him because he is a pro driver, so he's not fighting these guys like completely for position, but of course he needs to get ahead, you know. Really good kerfuffle here, quite respectful from them. Maybe a few cents here and there, but it's been working, so I guess it's fine. If the gap in the front shrinks, we'll take a look at it. Oh, Tomas slides there. Charles will see this and he'll say thank you very much. Gets the position, and now he'll try to get the Ferrari next. As they go through Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, okay. The McLaren off back, trying to get the position on Tomas, who has gone quickly into turn 1. They will be alongside down the main straight. Let's see what happens here. They're side by side going into... I think this is Stowe. I forgot the corner name. I'm sorry. That's embarrassing by me. The gap in the lead here has gone down to 2/10, so it looks like a fight could kick off at any time. We will be monitoring the other gaps to see what happens. But right now, this is the main story. Last race, of course, we've had people threatening lock clear for the lead as Vasilev sends it down the inside of Komisarov. They're side by side. Ruffman will see this in the McLaren, and he will be rubbing his hands because he knows any fight is an opportunity to gain time. If you fight, you lose time. It's quite simple. That's the rule of racing. Vasilev hasn't been able to make it work in the Lamborghini. So very well held by Komisarov. It looks like he is better on the braking though, the Lambo. Which I don't know how the Porsche fares out in the brakes department. But I do know that Bonui has gone for a move on Trevor. Trevor trying to make it work around the outside here in the Ferrari 296. Will he have space? No, I think Charles can close the door here. He won't though. He'll be respectful of Jones. And they're still side by side. They just can't pull out ahead of each other enough, so they keep going back and forth. With that being said, the gap here down to a 10th between the leaders. And Rothman looks like... Well, Rothman has gone purple. Rothman is purple right now. And he will be seeing this once again, and he just has to gain, you know. Last lap he has gone purple 59.2. Followed by Locklear with an invalid 59.2 as well. Ooh, Vasilev tries to make it work around the outside. A touch! There's a little bit of contact there, a little bit of door banging. I don't think a penalty is going to be dished out for that. That would be harsh if it's a penalty. But definitely a little bit of contact. Maybe a little bit of lack of awareness. I don't know. The McLaren, though, gaining a lot under braking. And that's going to startle one of the two cars. I don't know who's going to get startled by that contact first. But I know if I'm in that car, in one of those cars, I'm getting startled. At least that's me. Komisarov leads Vasilev, leads Rothman, leads Locklear. And it looks like this is going to catch on fire anytime now. If Vasilev triggers an assault, which it looks like he will, he's been increasingly aggressive, Locklear and Rothman will be right up there and ready to fight. So yeah. Komisarov though on the defensive here from Vasilev, who is on the toe of the Porsche. Let's take a look at it from Helicam. As you guys can see, will he go for the inside? Oh, it's a late lunge to the inside of Komisarov by Vasilev. He makes it stick somehow. Komisarov has lost the lead of the race. Will he try to get him back here? That was an amazing lunge by Vasilev. I don't know how he made that work, honestly. If I'm Komisarov, I'm closing the door there, but that's a crash. That's an instant crash. Very respectful by Komisarov. Gave him a lot of room. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous send. I'll tell you guys that much, at least from my eyes. But hey, it's racing. It looked good. So let's keep it going. Let's keep the show going. Rothman now, all over the back of them. So Vasilev, he will be feeling the pressure a little bit. He needs to run, right? He has made the move stick. Now he needs to get on the fit. He needs to run. You know what Komisarov needs to do is try to get him back. Try to show, hey, I'm not that easy to get through. Oh, Vasilev has gone wide. He has gone onto the grass. That might be a warning for him. And in the worst case, his tires are going to be dirty. Maybe a little bit of a pressure loss there in the tires off that Lamborghini. Komisarov, though, feeling a little bit of pressure from Rothman here. And he will see Vasilev go off in front of him, and he's going to be a little bit upset. I know I would. There's still a fight going on around here between Jones and Tomas by the looks of it. Oh no, the fight has dialed down. Let's go back to the guys in front. Yeah, right now it looks like Vasilev has started to pull away a little bit now. The gap is down or is up to already 0.9 of a second, almost a second. So yeah, the gap is increasing unless Komisarov can do anything about it. Just wasn't able to hang on to that lead, and then Vasilev did that massive send down the inside, and it seems to have worked. Rothman still holds the fastest lap with 59.1. That's pretty rapid. and he only seems to be getting faster. And at this pace, he can catch pretty much anyone in front of him. It's just a matter of, you know, getting there, you know, getting through. Speaking of which, Komisarov has been able to bridge the gap just a little bit. He has stopped the bleeding, so he needs to focus on getting his head back in the game and, you know, gaining again. Perez, though, who, if you guys remember, he started in the pit lane, is now up to P15 already, so pretty good progression by Perez in the Lamborghini. We will be monitoring his progress, but for now, let's watch the smallest gap, which is the gap for P2. And I think for Rothman, this is a matter of, okay, I know I'm faster than these guys, and I gotta get through them to, or at least Komisarov, to then try to get to Vasilev, right? Try to, you know, stick the fight up to him and fight for the win here. These three guys will be in the mix, though, the whole race. Though I am saying that, but Komisarov has dropped down to 1.3 seconds behind Vasilev now, who is just running away. So it's like I said, probably a bad qualifying lap by Vasilev, or maybe a better qualifying lap by Komisarov, and which just doesn't translate into race pace, which is when, you know, drivers like Vasilev just pull through and overtake. This is not in the merit of Komisarov, very on the opposite. I'm just saying, you know, what it looks like from this perspective. Of course, for you to be fighting in the front here, you need to be very capable, which these guys clearly are. Oh, we have a fight going on. Perez and back, side by side, fighting for position. Back, Perez backs out. He saw the gap closing. He was in the vortex of danger, so very good awareness there by the silver driver, Perez. Hats off to you, sir. Good job avoiding that crash, because that would have been certainly contact. So yeah, you know, you need to appreciate people who know when not to do an absolute send. Speaking of absolute sends, gap down to 4/10 now between P2 and P3, Rothman and Komisarov. Those names are hard to talk. Perez, though, has gone for the move on back. Unfortunately, he was off screen when it happened, but he made it work. So your pole sitter for Silver, who started from the pits, is now up to P5 in Silver. So good job for you, mister. Like I said, we will be monitoring his progress. And the gap has still down in the front now. Not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. Let's take a look at your leader, Vasilev, in the Sprite 1995 delivery car. Very nice livery. Like I said, I've raced that one before. I really like that one. Chat, if there's anyone you would like to request watching, just let me know and we will do just that. With that being said, still nothing going on. Let's just take a look at Chris Rise, who was hungover from driving 3 hours yesterday. Absolute mad lad. And Rothman has started to bridge the gap a little bit more. Maybe he got the charge on again. He got the memo of me saying that the race was getting stale. Listened to me and decided to, you know, maybe push a little bit more. Get a little bit, you know, racy. We don't know. We'll see. Current purple lap holder, that's him. But Komisarov, interestingly, has done a better PB than Vasilev in the Lambo. So maybe he will start clawing back the gap now. Doesn't look like it. They're still losing time to Vasilev, who has done a 58.4, I just noticed, last lap. But that's invalid. So he might have a warning or two here. That's interesting. We don't know, guys. He might have a warning. And Silverstone is an easy track to get warnings in. Let me tell you guys that much right now. Not a lot going on, but Tamaz, interestingly, trying to get Jones back. We've seen pull off a few nice moves. This is your current silver leader, Will Gallis, in the low 4Y Dragon 187 McLaren. He is your current leader, and he has quite a big gap. Oh, commentator's curse right there. Not holding the brakes as he spins, but he's out of the way nonetheless. That's commentator's curse at its finest, huh? And that's Jones catching up right now to him. He will be seeing the Ferrari getting there. He's still in the grass. Rejoin. What are you doing, buddy? Okay, he has managed to rejoin. Can he keep it on track? Commentator's curse at its finest there. Holy moly. So Jones is now your silver leader. There was a massive gap there. Now there isn't. Speaking of gaps that aren't there, Tomas gaining on the Ferrari of Jones, that 296. Can Tomas do anything? Who has found a newfound form on these last 5 minutes of race? Has pulled his act together and has been able to, you know, make progress again. Chris Rice in the grass has made a mistake. Oh, easy, Chris. Oh, that's unfortunate. He got on the throttle, I think, a bit too soon. Easy on the rejoin. There's people racing behind you. Good job, sir. Safe rejoin by Chris Rice. And, yeah. So the battle for P1 and silver is heating up. Especially if they keep fighting, Perez will catch. As he is currently... Okay, he's not the fastest silver. He's matching the pace of these guys, actually. But if they fight, he sure will. Tomas seems to be taking a few better lines than Jones in the Ferrari. I'm kind of nostalgic of the 296, actually. It's been a while. I kind of just ditched it and never picked it up again. I'm a little bit nostalgic of it. Oh, Buffa. Yellow flags for Buffa. I think just a small half spin, maybe. We're all good again. Vilgalis, though, your previous leader, who lost the lead after that mistake, who might have damaged the tires a bit there, but no actual car damage, will fight for position here with Chris Rice. Tuck in behind the rear wing off the Porsche, off Chris Rice. If we take a look here, he's right there on the rear, under the rear wing, but Chris seems to take a better corner. Of course, I think if you're Vilgalis, you're gonna take it a bit more safe as he goes for a send. Maybe no, he backs out of it. He did back out of it. Almost went for it though on the Porsche of the now pro driver Chris Rice, your last season America's and Europe champion for silver. I'm quite fond of you, Chris. I think you know. Anyways, Rothman still trying to gain on the Porsche. The gap has maintained though now recently against Vasilev in the Lambo, who has invalidated the last lap as well. So, interesting stat for you right there. Vilgalis has managed to overtake Chris. We unfortunately missed that. Boney will be seeing this and he'll be trying to get through. I don't know if he'll be able to, but he sure as hell wants to. Speaking of getting through, we have a nice little fight here between Ivanik and Warby. Warby goes down the inside. They're side by side, going down one of the main straights here off the track. And they will head into... God, I wish I knew the corner names. I really do. Anyways, they're fighting. Warby held down the inside very nicely. Ivanik, will he keep him off the hook? We don't know. Vasilev has gone purple though. Has gone purple this lap, 58.7. Really good pace. That's enough pace to fight for the win in Americas, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Locklear... No, Locklear was like low, 58. Never mind. I don't know, man. I don't remember. I'm tired. It's Sunday, okay? We did a 24 yesterday. Okay, let's monitor the gaps. This is the closest gap right now between Ivanik, who just oh, punt! Punt, massive punt. Warby gets entirely punted by Ivanik, who turns out much worse. That'll be like, what, 2-3 seconds of damage? I don't know what happened there. Maybe misjudgment by the driver, who spins attempting to rejoin. That's dangerous. As we see Jones coming up to the McLaren, careful. The McLaren has decided to join through the gravel trap, which is a much smarter decision. There you go. You can get up to racing speed and rejoin. Oh, that's unfortunate by Ivanik. Really unfortunate. Really, really, really unfortunate. Anyways, the gap has stabilized between Jones and Tomas, who is now the leader of silver. The silvers are actually not pacing too far from some of the pros, so good job, silvers. Proud of you guys. Speaking of good job, I think there was just an attempt of a move by Rothman on Commissario, but it didn't work. And yeah, now the gaps have stabilized there a little bit. So we'll just look at the smallest gap, which is this one currently by Vilgalis against Ivanik, who had that punt with the Aston of Warby. Warby, who looks like is fine. I'm glad your race wasn't too affected by that. P5 is formidable. Good job. Very good job. Oh, the gap here has gone down a little. But these guys look like they are separate from Vasilev, who is currently dominating the race. So this is going to be a fight for P2 realistically, not a fight for P1. Vasilev has found a new form in the race. Speaking of racing, we have Luke Locklear, your race winner for Americas here in Silverstone, and he has pitted. I don't think he's taking tires. I think this is just a fuel pit stop considering how early we are into the race. Speaking of pit stops, Warby as well has stopped. And yes, that's correct. Oh, Luke has stopped the car. Luke has stopped the car. I don't know what happened. Luke has stopped the car. He's moving again. I don't know what happened there. Something went wrong with Luke. I don't know, but he's moving again. Hopefully everything is alright. Luke has taken his pit stop. Warby stopped for a long time there. This is tires, guys. This is a tire pit stop. Too early for a tire pit stop. No, maybe not tires. That didn't look like 30 seconds, but I don't know. I got it wrong last time. We don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But if he did take tires, this is a bit too late for tires. I'll tell you that much. A bit too late. Or sorry, too early. A bit too early. We're only 20 minutes off the race in, so no. This is a bit more of a Sunday race, isn't it? Oh, Nightshade has gone off. Nightshade has gone off. Easy on the reshade, on the rejoin. I mean, Nightshade. Good job. Warby goes through. That's taking full service. Definitely fixed the damage of his car caused by the crash with Ivanik. God damn it. Man, I'm tired. Jesus, guys. Rothman is just hovering near the Porsche, not close enough to do anything, and not far enough to be out of question. So yeah, the race has just tailed down a little bit here, but we'll keep our eyes on. And let's talk about the track. Silverstone is a track quite high on tire wear. I'm pretty sure it's quite hot as well. It's a track that leads to very good racing, but I feel like it's been hard to overtake here, especially this season with how the BOP is. I feel like this is one of the worst BOPs we've had in ACC, guys, but I can't be talking out of my own arse. I don't know, as Tomas goes for his pit stop, and Koppel team McLaren, and I think this will be a fuel stop. That will be the sensible decision, a fuel stop. So let's see what happens here. 37 minutes into the race, so a bit under halfway. And he's going to get a lot of clean air. So this could be a strategic move, triggering an undercut on Jones, your current silver leader. So let's see. Stopped for quite a long time, actually. Might be taking tires. Interesting. Locklear in the wall! Oh, Locklear spinning and crashing into the wall. This might be a retirement for Luke Locklear. Yeah, he has returned to garage. I think Locklear has retired the car. I forgot to join the commentating VC. Give me a second, guys. Locklear has retired from the race. That is right. So we have a retirement from Luke Locklear. Unfortunate. But I mean, he had nothing to lose. I knew he joined in this race to just play around. That's why he's in the Lambo and without any practice, so it makes sense. It's a good way to get some racing action. But really unfortunate. I don't know what happened there, but yeah. Fight for position here between Mar and Warby and yes, and Warby, who has taken a pit stop, and I think he'll be kind of regretting that now because he's in the middle of traffic. Well, I say traffic, it's really just one car. Warby is the fastest driver out of these two though, so he should try to get the position back, which he is going to try down the inside of F1 turn 1, not GC3 turn 1 though. Didn't quite make the move work there. The Aston is much better on the brakes than pretty much any car though, so let's see how he is on the brakes here. Oh yeah, you can see it gaining there. As we go for the little hairpin there, he takes a wider entry. A better entry perhaps. Yeah, which will lead to a better exit, but the McLaren is a mid-engine car, which means that, well, quite simply, he'll get a better exit. You know, it's a mid-engine car, so better exit. But he is on the slipstream. He's going to try down the inside. Brakes quite early though, but no, actually no, he didn't. The McLaren brakes late, went wide on the exit, and now Sean Warby has made the move work. Can the McLaren of Mar get him back though? Henry Mar in the Vilca Motorsport McLaren, no. So Sean Warby has made the move work and is now in clean air. Ivanek though, after having that hit with Warby. Oh, Perez has gone off. Perez has gone off in the Lambo. Not good for him. He looked like he was in a little bit of a climb, but now it seems like he ran out of momentum. Anyways, Ivanek right behind the McLaren of Jones, or sorry, the Ferrari of Jones, who has climbed up quite a few places since qualifying. Oh, Ivanek just went for it. Ivanek just went for it, and that's crucial for him. Will Trevor try to get him back? No, he won't. So Ivanek makes the move work. Maybe not. Will Jones get a good exit and try to get him back? No, it looks like not. Ivanek has covered the switchback and has made it work. So this is crucial for Ivanek because Warby right now is in clean air. So they're still racing each other. We'll see where each of them are. Both post-pit stopped. Anyways, Chris Rice fighting Vilgalis for position. Vilgalis is your former silver leader before that one mistake. Oh! Ivanek has stopped the car on track. Ivanek, I think, stopped the car on track, so very safe rejoin there. Or at least resume of racing. Good job, Ivanek, on that rejoin. I praise you for that. Lots of positions lost, so that's going to suck. That's going to be good for Warby, though. As we see here, Chris Rice and Vilga is fighting for position. Vilga just takes a clean sweep. Overtakes Chris Rice, so quite plain and simple there. Really. Not much contest there. Looks like a pretty easy move. Apologies for all the yawning, guys. It's been a long weekend. It really has. Mar has taken his pit stop. Makes me wonder if it's gonna be a tire pit stop or a just fuel pit stop. Usually, you want to take the fuel. Making the tire work is difficult but impressive, but possible feat. So let's see the length of the pit stop for Mar here in silver and a McLaren. Yeah, it's a long stop. Is it hot fuel or is it tires? I think it's tires. I think these people are taking tires a bit too early, but who am I to judge? As you see, Chris Rice, who recently got overtaken by Vilga, is trying to get him back, perhaps? I think Chris has a little bit of damage in the Porsche. Let's go on board with him a little bit here. Lovely engine sounds by the Porsche. Revving up to upwards of 9k RPM. Will he try to go for the move? It's a dive down the inside by Chris Rice against Vilgalis. They're both giving each other space, respecting each other's space. Chris Rice didn't get the move done there. Will he try to get a switchback into the main straight? No, he won't. And I don't think the Porsche is fast enough on the straights to make it work. So Chris Rice has gotten it on. We'll try to get Vilgalis back. And I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name terribly, Vilgalis. I'll call you Tobias. Tobias is better, perhaps. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I really cannot help it. Anyways, let's go on board with that sweet, sweet inline 6 or boxer 6 engine sound from the Porsche. Listen to the upshift to 6. Listen to that whine now. Sounds so good. I love the Porsche so much. It's a car that I wish I could make. If I have the opportunity to drive the Porsche someday, I will. It's a car that's really nice. And Chris Rice sees maybe a window there. No, it's just a dummy move. Oh, Vilgalis though, Tobias tries to brake a little bit late, compromises his line. Chris Rise though can't quite get the car gripped up. So it just didn't work there. It just didn't work. And this currently is the smallest gap. As we see the two of them still relatively close. Will Chris Rise try anything? Maybe down the inside. Yes, he might. No, he backed out of it. Didn't brake late enough. Come on, Chris. Get on with it, buddy. I know you can. Just brake late. Go for it. You're braking too early. Come on.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Halfway through the race, guys. So far, it's been pretty nice. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Odyssey Racing League if you want to race. Well, just sign up and race. Not much to say there. And yeah, as we watch on, nothing else going on, guys. This is the closest fight on track right now, but things should get a little bit better once the top 11 cars do take their pit stops. Speaking of pit stops, Jones has just gone in, so your silver leader has taken the pit stop at the halfway mark. I presume for tires since it's halfway. I know I wouldn't take tires, but each to their own, right? So let's see what kind of pit stop this is for Jones. Yeah, it's taking a while, which does lead me to believe that this is a tire stop. So yeah, yeah, that's definitely a tire stop. Anyways, let's take a look at someone who hasn't gone on screen a whole lot, and that's Dean Solomon, the back row GT racing driver. Great guy, great driver as well. I shared the track with him quite a few times, especially in the Endurance Championship, and that back road racing team is a pretty cool team. Oh, Jones has a stop and go 30 seconds for speeding in the pits. He'll be beating himself up for that one. That's basically another pit stop that he's gonna have to pay. So I think that puts him out of the equation in silver. So your former silver leader has lost it all over speeding in the pit lane. Unfortunate. Jones was holding up a really nice race. I was looking forward to see how he would fare out. And Vasilev, your leader, has pit. Vasilev has taken the pit stop. Will he try to pull a lock clear? Speaking of pits, Perez has pit as well, so the race is getting fired up again, as I said it would after the pit stops, or during the pit stops. So stick around, because things might get interesting. Let's see what kind of stop this is, though, for Vasilev. It's taking a while. Chris Rise has overtaken Vilgalis. We missed it in the middle of the pit lane antics. And, yeah. As we can see, Vasilev taking tires. Is this the right call, though? And if I'm Rothman or Komisarov for that matter, I will not take tires. You know, just do the opposite strategy. Because what's the point, right? If you do otherwise. So Vasilev has taken tires. And this is making me question if this was the right call. Like I did question Luke, but Luke has proved me wrong. Will Vasilev be able to do the same here on Sunday? We don't know. Luke has made it work on Thursday. I'm not sure if it'll work today, though, on Sunday. It's a lot of cars he needs to clear. He does have the fresher rubber. He is the fastest driver on track by a long shot, and he will definitely get the purple lap. He already has it, but he will get it even more. By the looks of it, he has enough pace, but we'll see. The pressure is on, that's for sure. So Vasilev has triggered the tire stop. We'll see how Komisarov and Rothman will respond soon. Not a lot of fighting by the McLaren here, who is a blue flag, so it does make sense. I'm pretty sure that's the Vilca Motorsport McLaren, so yeah. With that being said, Tamaz has caught up to back, and they will be fighting for position here. Tamaz backed out on the straight there, not sure why. There was a lot of space left to right. Jones painstakingly paying for his mistakes by speeding in the pits, now doing his stop and go 30. But good on you for carrying on, sir. Rothman has gone for his pit stop, so he might have triggered an undercut here. We'll see how Komisarov is going to respond. And this is really important for the race, guys, because if Rothman does not take tires, he will come out ahead of Vasilev importantly. So let's see. It would be foolish to take tires in my opinion, because that's the only chance they have of staying ahead. And yeah, it's a long stop. It is a long stop, which means that this man Vasilev will be seeing the 159 stopped in the garage for a very long time, and he himself will go by. The McLaren still isn't moving, and you're about to see the Lamborghini going by right there. That's the Sprite 1995 Lamborghini off Vasilev, now getting the position up on Rothman. Solomon and Komisarov. Well, Solomon is realistically out of the equation here. Maybe for a podium if he doesn't take tires, but it'll have to be one hell of a drive as Rothman just touches a wall in the pit exit. A little bit messy there. Boney and Baffa both in the pits. Boney already exiting though. And let's see how Komisarov is going to respond. You'll see the two guys behind him taking the pit stops. Like I said, if I'm Komisarov, I'm sticking to the only chance I have, which is, well, not pitting. That's what I would do, but I'm not him. I'm not in his head. We'll see what he decides to do. And yeah, hang on. I'm gonna switch playlists here, guys. If you guys will give me a second. Vasilev looks, or sorry, Komisarov might be taking the standard issue, you know, your usual traditional, if you will, Odyssey strategy, which is just, you know, pitting at the last few moments. Usually that's how people go about this in Odyssey and in similar styled races. So I guess we will see. We will see. And yeah, I'm trying to find music to play as we see Tomazen back fighting for position once again. So we'll see what happens here. Nothing happened so far, but back was a bit squiggly on the exit of the corner there, which will give Tomas a slight advantage. Not too much, but a slight advantage at least. Let's see what comes out of it. Less attempts splitting these two right now. And you can see the gap just diminishing there and then increasing back up as they reach the corners, which is, well, normal. Komisarov still hasn't triggered a pit stop, and Vasilev has gone purple. He has gone purple with a oh no, he hasn't gone purple, my bad guys. The purple is a 58.7, he has done a 58.9, which is still the fastest car on track. So last lap is essentially purple, right? Because he's, you know, last car on track. Jesus Christ, can you find a better playlist perhaps? Yeah, I don't know what to say. Tamaz still trying to fight back for position here. Can't quite get through. Will he be able to make it stick this time around though? As you see Komisarov catching up to this fight actually, and that's not good for him. He's a leader, he needs clean air running. Not what he might end up getting here throughout this fight here of these two guys, because they have to give way, but they're also, you know, fighting. With that being said, the gap between Vasilev and oh, it's quite a lot actually. It's like 50 seconds. 54 seconds is the gap from Vasilev to the leader, but that's a rapidly diminishing gap because Vasilev is absolutely flying. Komisarov looking to turn the situation around, and I think the only way he has of doing this is if he does not take tires. That's the only way. That's the only solution I see to this problem for Komisarov, who has gone fastest. He has gone purple this lap with a 58.4. So blistering fast lap here, quality pace basically, which is what he needs if he wants to pull a low clock clear. As back has made a small mistake, but Tamaz just wasn't there to capitalize on it. Tamaz just not able to capitalize on back's mistakes. I guess not enough confidence maybe to go for it. Still a good fight here though. Is there a little bit of overlap between the two cars? Yes, there is. Now they're properly side by side. going into this left-hander. You can see the leader there, the Porsche in the background. And Tomas trying to tuck into the slipstream, go down the inside, maybe make the move work. They almost touch side by side between Tomas and Back. Back goes a little bit wide, still tries to hold down that inside. Tomas has to go the long way around. Can he make it stick? Will he get a good exit? They're still side by side going into turn 1 here. This is a really good fight now. The fight has probably kicked off. So let's see what happens. Is there overlap enough for him to stay ahead? Not quite. Tomas tries to stick it around the outside, but he loses traction. And Back lives to fight another day in P2, win silver. That's the fight for P2 silver, guys. Good fight. Very respectful by these two. And Vasilov is just gaining. On Komisarov, your current leader, it looks like he'll pull a Locklear here. It looks like Vasilov might pull another Luke Locklear and prove me wrong again. Because the pace right now is formidable. Like I said, it's great. It's really good pace. And yeah, it's just impressive. So yeah. With that being said, a bit under 20 minutes left in this race. I'm gonna take another sip of my water, guys. So excuse me for a second here. Stay hydrated, guys. It's important. Never forget. Okay. Yeah. The leader has caught up to Back, who has pulled quite a bit away from Tomas, but that's gonna back them up a little bit more again. And the leader seems to have cleared them out very nicely, as Vasilov stays in the 58s constantly. So I think we're gonna see a stop by Komisarov in the last like 10 minutes. I think that's when he's gonna trigger the pit stop. Same thing for Dean Solomon. Great to see the Backroad Racing team with his driver here, with one of their drivers here, Dean. Quite a great guy, like I said before, and great to see him doing well. Hopefully he can keep the good form up and convert this into a strong finish for him. With that being said, Baffa now has caught up to Trevor Vilgalis. And let's see what the South African driver in the McLaren can do. This is McLaren on McLaren action. He's very close. Tries to go for the outside here. Not sure if that's the right call. He will get a switchback though. Gets a slingshot side by side. Vilgalis will get one last chance to holding this position. He will not make it work, and that's quite a clean move by Baffa. Good job, Baffa. Just don't mess up your exit, and you should be fine. There it is. He is fine. Nice move. Bono, though, is close as well. Nightshade spinning out of Meggetts and Beckett's. Of course, Dean forgot to load his livery in Livery Hub. Oh, that's unfortunate. Are you from the Backroad Racing team, Reaper? Welcome to the chat. So yeah, just noticed that Dean forgot to load up his livery. Oh yeah, you're right. That's not a custom livery. No sponsors on it. That's unfortunate. So we have team messages. Oh, you're the owner of Backroad. Okay. Were you racing in Kailami, Mr. Reaper? So Solomon getting a slap on the wrist by by his team boss. Quite funny here. A little team message in chats. Okay, we were there as well. Quite cool seeing you guys. I love your livery, by the way. I love your team's livery. We're the Crash-a-Lots, in case you're wondering who I am. That's why I recognize you. So yeah, it was cool to see you guys on track for Kalami as well. Make sure you keep attending the championship. the number 88 Lambo, if you will. With that being said, no pit stop trigger by Komisarov. Like I said, he'll keep it to as late as he possibly can. Tamaz has been slowly gaining on back again. And yeah, race has tailed down a little bit. Vasilev though still setting fast lap after fast lap. And right now he's looking about as inevitable as Locklear was on Thursday. But we'll see. And so, Mr. Reaper, I'm gonna put you on a between a rock and a hard place here. Between you and Solomon, who wins this race? If you were here, who would win it? Who is the best driver in the Backroads Racing team? We want to know. I'm asking you the real questions here. Oh, yellow flag by Jones. Has made a mistake, gone completely round into Stowe, I believe. And the gap between Tamaz and back has shrunk again. Let's see if anything will come out of this. And if anything does come out of this, what will come out of this? Sure, at Silverstone, yeah, at Silverstone. Can be. Or in general, if you would like as well. Or both. If you want to give the most fun answer. He's in pro class and I'm on, and I am in AM on Thursday nights, so Dean has the edge of me. I see, okay, fair. Good answer, thank you. Oh, Ivanik going for the move on Boney, who made it quite easy actually, maybe went a bit too deep. And Vasilev sets his first 59. Could he be perhaps running out of steam? The gap isn't shrinking as quickly as Luke was shrinking the gap actually. So we will see, guys. Still a lot of fight to be fought here. Speaking of fights, Boffa has been gaining on Chris Rise. He's been faster over the past few laps. Speaking of fight, this one it seems to be never ending. These guys have been going at it, well, since like halfway through the race. You see here, Tamaz fighting back out again for what feels like the billionth time. Almost made contact there. They got very close. Good awareness. He will get a switchback on back, who had a poor accident. It looks like that's finally the move done. Anyways, Chris Rise went a bit wide there. Travis Boffa sees that, is gaining. Is he gaining enough though? The McLaren looks like it has more front aero, which is a characteristic of that McLaren. It drives like an LMP basically. It has a lot of front aero, much like the Ferrari. A lot of aero, and they're side by side here, out of Maggots and Beckett's. Who will have the edge going down the straight? It's a drag race right now, but the McLaren takes the lead, or takes the position. And that's the move done. Back might try to get Tamaz back here. And I swear to God, if he does, that's the longest fight I've ever seen in my life. That's a joke, of course. Vasilev now only 8 seconds behind Solomon, who still has to take his pit stop. Speaking of still having to take their pit stop, that's Komisarov, who now they get between Komisarov and Vasilev is 41 seconds. I'm expecting the time loss in the pits to be around 20. So Komisarov Vasilev has not gotten nearly enough time. He needs to gain a lot more, I think, to make the strategy work. So I think the lock clear might not be pulled again. I'm doubting again. I've started doubting again, guys. Because Vasilev has been doing 59s now. Maybe the tires have dropped off. Maybe they're graining and he's waiting for the second lap. Because from what I do know, the tires grain, or the tires die around 25 minutes into the sand, and they come back some 20 minutes after that. And I don't know how it is in Silverstone, but I'm telling you guys how it is in Kailami because that's where I raced most recently. With that being said, let's keep watching Vasilev because he is gaining quite a lot on Solomon, who I think will be considering a stop soon enough. And yeah, let's see where this ends up. I don't think Vasilev is doing enough to, you know, get to Komisarov, but like I said, we'll see. I'd love to have another nail-biting finish like we did on Thursday, but I don't know. With that being said, Mar all over the back of Nightshade. This is for position. This is for the penultimate place in silver, guys. Mar might go for the inside here. Nightshade sees it coming, tries to block, but he breaks late and goes wide. Both cars went wide there. Nightshade has to be easy on the restart. Very respectful by Nightshade, but unfortunately he drops down to last overall and in silver, obviously, and lost position. With that being said, Vasilev seems to be getting on with it a little bit more now, as he has shrunk the gap to Solomon now to only 4 seconds, so you can see Solomon right there. And for me, the cue for Solomon to pit would be pitting whenever Vasilev catches up. For me, that's the cue, so that he doesn't lose any time fighting, doesn't lose any time in third gear. I think that's the ideal place, ideal moment, if you will, to pit. So just my 2 cents there. And with that being said, let's just take a look at everyone, make sure everyone has a little bit of screen time. Rothman, we haven't looked at him in a while. He's in a bit of a tough spot, but I think it'll be a solid P3, maybe P4 for him. Warby has gained a lot since his pit stop. Good recovery by Warby, and it's nice to see an Aston placing well, so good job to you, Mr. Sean Warby. Baffa as well has been making really good progress. Chris Rice has had a few blunders here and there, but keeping it clean overall, so good job. Vilgalis, your silver leader, has climbed back to the silver lead. And I believe this is mainly through consistency, so good job. Good job, mister. Ivanik has had a few blunders, unfortunately, and is in P9 because of that. Boney just hasn't been able to have the best race, really. Unfortunately, he's a great guy, great driver as well, so not the best race for him. I think, in my opinion, he's been doing a little bit better in the America's Championship, and there's no shame in that. You can't have a perfect race every race, you know? Tomas in the McLaren, you've seen him fight back quite a lot, and these two, I mean, hats off to them for fighting for so long. I'm proud of you two. You two did great in that fight. Perez, a lot of what could have been in this race for him. He has gained, his unwell has put it on pole in silver, but unfortunately he wasn't able to convert it. And that's a nice looking Lambo as well, so that's really unfortunate. Hope to see you again next race, mate, and I hope you can, you know, keep progressing, because you did really good. Anyways, Jones in the Ferrari. Another guy who's full of what could have been, because, you know, he was doing really well, was leading his class until he got that stop and go 30 for speeding in the pits. As we see Ivanik here catching up to Vilgalis. This is well for P8 overall, but Vilgalis will maintain his silver lead after this, so he should be fine in that championship with that. Shouldn't really matter. Those are two different championships, guys, two different classes. We have Mar, who has fought Nightshade, who has made a lot of mistakes, unfortunately. So yeah, that's pretty much everyone who's racing. 16 cars, so this is quite a big race for Europe, and hopefully we can see more and more attendance as we go. With that being said, Ivanik, for position but not for class position against Vilgalis. If I'm Vilgalis, I'm not gonna risk too much here, because he has a lot to lose and not a lot to gain from this fight, really. With that being said, Vasilev is fighting Solomon, so we're at that point where Vasilev has caught up to Solomon, but most importantly, he's not gaining a lot on Komisarov. As I said, not gaining those seconds per lap that are needed if you take tires. That's not happening right now. With that being said, Solomon has just let him by. Smart decision, not a lot of time lost, but maybe he could have been smarter about giving that position. I don't know if that's how I would have done it, but like I said, those are my 2 cents. With that being said, now there's no cars between Vasilev and Komisarov, so now it's just clean air, and let's see what Vasilev can do here to turn the situation around and maybe take this win. I might be wrong, he might take the win here after all, but we will see. He needs to have gained at least like upwards of 20 seconds, 29 seconds to make the strategy work, because the tire stop takes 30 seconds. The fuel stop takes 1. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. With that being said, Ivanik, side by side with Vilgalis, tries to make the move work around the outside. Didn't quite make it stick. So Vilgalis defending very nicely, actually, sir. Good job for you. I'm quite impressed with him for a silver driver, holding the lead quite nicely, even with a mistake. Still in the lead quite comfortably. So, good job. Great job for a silver driver. And it looks like Vasilev has made a mistake this lap because the gap has increased, actually, to Komisarov. And if I'm Komisarov, I'm thinking about pitting quite soon. He has a little bit of breathing room. He can take the pit stop and he can be fine. So that's my opinion. As you see, Ivanik on the attack once again on Vilgalis. They're side by side going into the straight. Vilgalis will try to make the move work around the outside. Apologies for that. Oh, they touch. They touch. I would chalk that up to a racing incident. I'm not the stewards. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's what I would chalk it up to. With that being said, no pit stops from Komisarov yet. 4 minutes to go. I guess that pit stop should be coming quite soon, guys. Make sure we keep our eyes on him. Hasn't pitted this lap, so must be next lap or the lap after that, because we don't have a lot of racing time left here today for the first round of Europe. And we see here Ivanik all over the back. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ivanik all over the back of Vilgalis, the silver driver. And car number 77 is going quite slow. That's Nightshade. Probably a mistake into Maggots and Beckett's. Nothing major, since he's already in racing speeds again. So nice. And I guess Solomon and Komisarov are going to pit in the same lap. The question is, when is Komisarov pitting? Because he is running out of time to pit. Ivanik side by side with Vilgalis. This one has been going on for a while. They almost touch. They touch. This battle is boiling over. There's no point in fighting this hard, guys. You guys are not in the same championship, not in the same class. Just let it go. And it looks like they listened. Good job. Don't risk a race over this. Not worth it, guys. Come on. Set your pride aside. And, you know, don't risk your race. Quite simple. The gap is maintaining now. Komisarov is being able to match Vasilev's times. So, unless Komisarov has an absolute stinker of a pit stop, he should be in the green. But I'm pretty sure he needs to pit this lap. I'm fairly certain. Fairly certain. Otherwise, that's a hefty penalty he's going to get for not completing his pit stop. So, Dean Solomon and Mr. Komisarov, this is your cue. Box this lap, box this lap. Or as my good friend Dingo would say, in this lap. Let's see what happens though. Will Komisarov take the pit stop or the penalty? It is a pit stop. So this should be quite straightforward. He didn't speed into the pit lane. Good job. That's gets slowed down very nicely indeed. And let's see what kind of pit stop it is. Vasilev will be seeing this and he will be like, well, this is my time. Except it's not. All this needs to be is a 1 second pit stop. Let's see. Position to the 91 on the mini map. Yep. Car is dropped. He's moving. Boney made a mistake. Anyways, Solomon, this is your cue to pit, mate. You're running out of time. Okay, sorry, I was speaking with my mom there. I got a few gifts from my grandparents, which love them. Love you, grandma. Love you, grandpa, grandma. Anyways, lunch is ready and I'm quite hungry, so I'm excited. Please don't speed to the pits, Solomon. Thank you, sir. Alright. I'm pretty sure this is the last lap of the race. And Vasilev has a 15-second gap to close. So I think that's that. I don't think this will work, per se. And this might just be it. There will be no interviews today because I'm on a little bit of a tight schedule. Solomon heading out of the pits. Did he take tires? I sure hope not. That felt like a long stop though. With that being said, where's the 159? The 159 has cleared him. Solomon is P4. Unfortunate. I was hoping he could get a podium. He won't though. All Komisarov has to do to win this race now is clear these guys and go through a few more corners, and that's his race wrapped up. So I'm going to take another sip of water because I'm about to say a lot of words. And time has reached 0. Which means this is the last lap of the race. I'd like to say thank you for everyone who watched and for everyone who's watching in the future. And I hope to see you guys again on Thursday for another very exciting race here in Odyssey. If you'd like to sign up in the links below. Racing here is great and it's a great place to develop as a driver and just to find people like-minded people to hang out. And with that being said, Komisarov is going around the final corner, going across the line to win the first round of the Odyssey Sprint Championship European Series. Vasiliev in second after taking a tire stop. I bet he'll be beating himself up for that one because he's clearly fast enough to win this race. In P3, almost coming around the corner. Almost. We have Rothman to round up the podium in the McLaren. Good job, sir. Good first race. Looking forward to see what he can do in this championship. Next, we have the Canadian Dean Solomon for Backrow GT Racing. Great guy, great team. And he's going to finish in P4 to round up the non-podium finishers. So good job to you. So we'll just wait for these guys to go across the line. So Solomon has finished. Then we have Sean Warby, like I said, goes around the line to take P5. Great race for him. Boffa in P6. Chris Rise with a very solid P7. Maybe your second P7, Chris. I'm not sure. Then we have Ivanek in the McLaren in P8. Vilgalis in P9. Boney in second out in P10. We have Tomas just with a few corners left, or one corner left, two really, in P11, and quite a few people have quit already, but I'll try to follow the standings as best as I can. Perez, Jones, Marr, and Nightshade round out your race. I'll see you guys again on Thursday. I'm gonna display the sponsors, and I do have to go, so thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you guys very soon for the next round. So do make sure you stay there for, you know, the next one. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye bye.